So you know keywords, right? If you're watching this more than knowing them, you probably love them, just like me. You probably have like a mild obsession with them. You dream about them, you sleep with them in the night, I don't know. Just, you know, I heard things that happened. But, and as you probably saw on the thumbnail of this video, I recently got a new keyword from my friends at Expo, who decided to send me their newest model. It's actually called the Expo Crystal Programmable Mechanical Keyboard, which is, you know, huge name, but the point is that it is a mechanical keyboard, which means I like it. It is ergonomic, which I also love it, and it has a very sleek design. So in this video, I'm just gonna show it to you and review it from the point of view of a developer. Essentially, you know, everyone is doing their own version of keyword reviews. In my case, I just want to understand what keywords are great for developers. So without further ado, let's just get going. All right, so first thing first, let's look at the box. Let's look at the packaging of this beauty because it's actually very nice. It's very hefty, actually. Here's the package, the Expo ergonomic keyboard. It is very well. Damn it! It's very well packaged. The box itself has a lid with a little magnet here, so you can see it actually sticks, which is a really nice touch. And inside it, you actually get a little foam, the actual keyboard, which is, as you can see, we're gonna look at it in more detail. Look at that design. Look at that transparent background. We're gonna get into more detail, but as you can see, it is a 70% keyboard. That means it's lacking a few keys, but that's not gonna be a problem. And it is wireless. So let me just put this here. We're gonna look at that in a second. We also get USB cable, A to C, nothing much to say, and also a key puller. It is a key switch puller, actually. And that's because this is a hot swappable keyboard, which is also something very nice. Right, so leaving this aside, this is actually a nice key switch puller. Anyway, I digress. So the keyboard, as I said, it is hot swappable. You can see probably there the hot swappable sockets there. It comes with silent reds, normal reds, or browns. You get to pick which version you want during the purchase time, and you also get to choose what either you want a Mac or a Windows layout. I myself got the Mac version, which essentially has, you know, the command and option keys, whether the other one would have the Windows key, that's all. So what can we say about this keyboard? As I mentioned before, this is a wireless keyboard, so it has a little switch here in the back. So when I turn it on, you can see, there we go. It has RGB. It has a 16 point something meter color. So it is actually quite nice RGB. It is very noticeable. You can probably, you see that here. And obviously the camera is taking away some of the color, but it's actually very nice. Clearly not a feature that enhances your performance as a developer, but still very nice touch, especially because it's a transparent body. So, you know, we want to see something underneath it other than the circuitry in the back. So as I mentioned, it is a 70% keyboard. That means it doesn't have any of the function keys visible physically there. We can access them anyway. And it is also a fully programmable keyboard through QMK. If you've been using QMK in the past through, you know, manual configuration and compiling and everything, this keyboard actually takes it one step further. They provide you with a web-based configuration tool that you can use to remap every key, to also change or add any macros, or even layers. You can also create layers, which means that by typing or pressing specific keys, the actual physical keys get remapped dynamically to something else. So that way you get more keys and access to more functionality without the need for extra physical keys. That's how you can access the function keys. That's how you can remap essentially everything to your liking. In my case, I'm just going to show you again the keyboard. As you can see, the layout is essentially the usual layout, the QWERTY layout. It has two spacebars. In the middle, actually, it has the Control and Shift keys. Then it has the Enter key here if you want it. You also have it here in the usual place for the pinky. And here you have the backspace button, which you don't have here anymore. You actually have the Delete key. So you actually need to use your index finger for this particular key. But I was showing this because actually I wanted to show the double spacebar. In my setup, I don't enjoy really having the number rows here. I am very much used to my dactyl maniform, which I have it here. Which, as you can see, it doesn't really have any numbers. So I press one of these thumb cluster keys and suddenly this section becomes the numpad. So I try to emulate that with this one, and I just mapped one of the space bars to switch layers. So now my right spacebar, when I press it, actually turns the right side of the key into my numpad, which is very, very handy. So I don't have to to move extra along my fingers to access it. So, but that's just a simple example. The point is, this level of flexibility gives you everything you need to remap the keyword exactly as you need it. So let's say as a developer, you want an easy access to, let's say, the square brackets, or just one press with the press of a single key or a combination of them. You want to set up the open and close brackets, or you want a full, if statement ready for you to use. You can definitely set that up as a macro on their website, and then all you have to do is simply download the file, this is actually the best part of the configuration process. The keyboard has a very handy mode in which you can set it up as if it was a USB stick. So you connect it to the computer, you press the function and the function key and the backspace key, and it will switch into USB storage. Then once you download the configuration file from their web interface, you just drag and drop it in there, and that's all. That's all you have to do. It will automatically switch back on, boot up, and have automatically the new configuration. So that's really handy, very easy to configure actually. Let me show you quickly how you could go ahead and configure your own layout. All right, so the configuration process is actually very simple. All you have to do is go to keyboardlab.club and then -config, and then it'll automatically set the rest of the URL for you. And then simply select the type of keyboard. Here you'll want the crystal type. And as you can see, the layout is already set out for you. And all you have to do is just change whatever you want. Let's say I want to replicate something like I was telling you before. So I'll just click on the right spacebar and then go to Advanced and select the MO feature, which allows you to switch to another layer while the keyboard is pressed. So I just here, and I'll select the number one. So that means that whenever I press this key, it will switch to layer one. So I can switch between layers here. And as you can see, it's already pre-configured. Some of the layers are already there. So what I want is to create the numpad here. So I'll just pick the first one and I'll go to ANSI here and I'll start clicking on the numbers. Just 1, go here 2, and then all the way to 9, which is very handy. there, there, and 9. And then I'll select this key, which is in my keyboard, it's a command key. But let's say that when I'm in this layer, I want it to be the 0. So I'll just hit. I'm completely revamping this set of this half of the keyword very easily. And then all I have to do is download the configuration file, and that's it. Now I just drop it into my keyword, and you can go to the test keyword and see how that works. And see how that works. And you can here test all the keys and see how the keyword works based on your configuration. It's very simple, very handy, and if you don't have to install extra software, you don't have to understand how to program in C and create all this logic for extra configuration. So as you can see, the configuration process for this keyword is very simple, very easy, and it works great. So that's fantastic. So where can you get this keyword, and for how much? So the keyword, in fact, can actually be bought directly from Expo's website. And as you can see, it goes off for $259 to $260, essentially US dollars. And you can essentially get it on silent reds, reds or browns. Essentially, I got the browns. Let me show you how it sounds, because it's fantastic. I didn't do anything. Look at that spacebar. Look at that spacebar. That's sexy. That's sexy, isn't it? It sounds great. I'll do a proper sound test at the end of the video. But as you can see, it has everything you need as a developer to be efficient, in the sense that it allows you to remap and reconfigure the entire keyword to your needs. On the upper side, it has the ergonomic features of being split to halves, which granted is not like the manifold I showed you before, which gives you the ability to set the distance that you want, so that your back and elbows are essentially relaxed. But it is definitely already split, in the sense that you don't have to have your hands next to each other. You have them already at a minimum distance that is good enough. You also have, let me show you again, the keys. They're not staggered, so that's already something fantastic. The fact that this is a columnar setup means that your finger doesn't have to go diagonally whenever it has to go between rows. It just goes up and down, which is fantastic. And if you pay attention, you'll see a little angle. These keys are not ortholinear, let's put it that way. They're not in a 90-degree angle with the top of the keyboard. That means that your hand is actually, and let me just show it here, your hand is placed naturally on the keyboard. It's placed like this, essentially straight, as opposed as you would put it in a traditional keyboard, which would mean your hands will be here. This flexion is a very common reason for RSI, essentially for different types of problems that you can get, and pain that you can get on the wrists and on the arm from excessive typing if you don't have your hands in the right position. When I myself started coding, that was 20 or so years ago, I did start at the beginning. I did start getting pain in here because I was furiously typing and for hours on end. And the angle here in this section of my forearm, essentially, and my wrist, I would get it would start hurting after a few hours of working. So ergonomic keyboards are great for that reason. They allow you to work or to use the keyboard on a more natural space. Other keywords allow you to also tend or tilt your hands in a position that gives you even more comfort. In this particular case, as you can see, this is a solid block, so you don't get that benefit. So it's not fully ergonomic. If you have pain from the pronation of your arm, of your forearm, that means that in this case, a keyboard like this one wouldn't be a solution for your problems. But then again, we're not here to discuss specifically ergonomics, but rather ergonomics as an extra benefit to your day-to-day tool as a developer. So yes, this is not a fully ergonomic keyboard, but it definitely has fantastic features in the ergonomic space, so that you have already a relaxed wrist position, you have easier finger travel, let's put it that way, when going from row to row, so that's also fantastic, and it makes your life a lot easier. Is it the ultimate ergonomic solution? Definitely not, but it's actually very close to a painless experience. If you don't already suffer any type of RSI, then you are already preventing most of it from happening by using a keyboard like this. Something I didn't cover yet, but we could definitely go into it, is the fact that this keyboard is hop swappable. As I mentioned before, you get the switch puller, which I guess you can use also to pull with care the keycaps. Let me just pull one to show you. Here I just pulled the backspace keyboard and the backspace key, and as you can see, I got the browns because I like my keyboards noisy. And if I just gently press and pull, there you go, I got the switch. It is your standard MX switch, so you can get whatever you want. You know, if you're already a keyboard enthusiast and you have these bad boys around, maybe you have your own, maybe you have your looped ones, you can definitely switch them up however you want and change them for whatever you have. So this is the extra mile. This is going the extra mile to give you control over, you know, your ultimate tool as a developer, your keyboard. Let me just put it right back in carefully, and there we go. Press the keycap, there we go. So, as I've been saying throughout the video, the Xbox Crystal Programmable Ergonomic Wireless Mechanical Keyboard, which is a mouthful to say, you know, this bad boy, is very nice. It looks amazing. It is actually very heavy. So it also gives you this impression of quality, because what you hold in your hand definitely feels like it's not gonna, it's not gonna break. It's actually, it can actually break your head if you hit someone with it. So just don't do that, you know, please. But as I was saying, it is fully programmable, which to me is the ideal type of keyboard for a developer. It is very nice to use. It feels nice from the typing perspective, and it has several ergonomic features that allow you to prevent potential wrist pain from extensive use. And we know that as developers we tend to overuse our keywords. So this thing is going to be durable, and this thing is going to give you all the features you need. Now, from the price point of view, as I said before, it goes out for $260 essentially, and let's face it, it's a lot of money for a keyboard if you don't use the keyboard a lot of time. But when you use when you use a tool for a long time, you try to make sure that tool is a quality tool. It's resistant. It gives you all what you need to work with. So if you're not spending time and effort on improving your keyword, then you're not taking care of, part of your hand, part of you, let's just say. So definitely, mechanical keyword as a developer is not going to make you a better developer, but it has the option to make you a more efficient one. So is the $260 worth it? I would say yes, it is, especially because it's on the cheaper side, if you will, when it comes to custom ergonomic mechanical keywords in the market. You have others like the Moonlander or the Digma keywords. They go for $350, $400. So compared to them, this guy is missing a few features, especially the fact that it's not split, but it also gives you a lot of features for that amount of money. So definitely something I would recommend if you're looking for a custom keyword or a customizable keyword that is not extra expensive. Give the Expo Crystal Programmable keyword a chance, because I don't think you'll regret it. But that's it. That's my opinion. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it useful, interesting, and that you might want to check it out. So if you do, and if you have, let me know what you think in the comments. And as usual, remember to like the video, share it, subscribe, so I know you like the content and I can do more for you. Also remember that in this channel, I have my Script in Depth podcast, where I share insight about my experience as a developer for others. So, check it out. You might like it. I also get guests every once in a while to share their own experiences. So that is fun as well. Anyway, thank you for watching and catch you on the next one.